watch where he catches this, and look at his body positioning, and he has to pull that back around under his feet.
Navigate fight night, key moments, replay the rounds and the action you want to see again and again.
Into the water for the final time. He's won the race to go along with a championship.
Absolutely magnificent. What a strike that is.
The following programme is recommended for those 16 and over, as it contains sporting violence, possible bad language, and flashing imagery.
The X Series is back, and we're in Newcastle for another round of crossover boxing. Welcome to Before the Bell. The main card is starting tonight at 7 p.m. local time, 2 hours from now, but we got some free fun for you. We're going to have 3 prelim fights for you, and joining me for commentary, of course, is Roundhouse and the man behind Misfits Boxing himself. He can't even wait till we're on camera to be dealing with business. It is, of course, Mams Taylor. Mams, your thoughts on tonight's card, and why did you choose Newcastle?
Well, Newcastle it's a vibrant city, a lot of energy, and you know, they love it. They love their action over here, so it's going to be a lot of fun, and I plan on visiting every city in the world for us, you know. So
really, every one?
Every single one.
Hey, Roundhouse, you've been here for a couple of days, came over from Canada. Did you know this guy drives tanks in the Canadian Army? Did you know this, Mams?
Only every once in a while.
True story.
You were hunting bears as well recently.
Yeah, well, unfortunately, when you're hunting bears, they're probably going to get the best of you. So I was staying away from him. I was doing the complete opposite.
Yeah, we'll take a gun next time. All right, when you're looking at tonight's card, Roundhouse, which fight jumps off the page at you?
Honestly, I love a good dark horse fight. Of course, we got the main event, which is going to be fantastic. But seeing Master Uwe versus Arms kind of coming out of nowhere, that's a dark horse. That's one of the fights where, you know, it's like putting 2 minivans in the ring and seeing which one wins. So I'm super excited for that one. I think it's a dark horse. But the main event and also FaZe Temper coming back, these are the fights that are really, really awesome for me to see.
What about you, Mams? You're technically the matchmaker as well, are you not? You pull the handles. Oh.
I do. It's a thankless job, but
yeah.
It's been pretty smooth, this one, to be honest. And I think the mystery opponent being Arms was a nice surprise. That's going to be you got 2 big.
He's a mean-looking man, by the way.
Yeah, you got 2 big boys in there. I think a fight of the night contender is Callum Izzard and OJ Rose, both highly skilled, athletic, and the consequences of that fight are very meaningful. I've said a loss for either of them is not a good thing. And sometimes for these influencers, a loss is not as meaningful. But in this case, I believe it is.
Absolutely. We also have a women's title match, which will be part of our prelims. We'll get into all that in a few minutes, but let's turn our attention to October 14th in a fight card. I think, Mams, it's even gone wilder than your wildest expectations. This thing is going off the roof. Of course, Logan Paul will be in action. KSI, they've been hyping this fight up as well. Check out their latest Instagram posts.
He's got long ass arms, bro. His arms are so long. That's bro, I've been tweeting about it. Just constantly talking about his long arms. Yeah, and they definitely added an extra little bit of shadow to try and get his abs to pop out a bit more. What is this? What is this thirst trap that I'm seeing? This is disgraceful. What is this? This is embarrassing. Training camp going well with a key. Get out. What? This is the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. Oh my God. This guy's a father. God damn it, man. Delete this post instantly, please. KSI versus Tommy Fury. KSI versus Tommy Fury. Notice I'm the A side, and I will always be the A side. I'm the G, bro. I can't wait. This fight is going to be electric, man. Electric.
Give the people what they want. Picture of him on Impulsive as a guest. Dylan wants my attention so badly. He wants to be me so badly. He's photoshopping pictures of my fiance with him because he reeks of jealousy. I even regret putting him in this position to fight me because he's getting so much attention and he doesn't deserve any of it because he's a piece of shit. Logan Paul has declined doing an episode of Impulsive together in fear of a fight. I offered to do the episode with full security in the middle to ensure his safety, but he declined again. Yo, this guy's on some shit. The sad part is that people believe this. I would never allow him on Impulsive. He doesn't even have my number. Logan Paul pulled out against me when we were completely signed the first time. Let's not forget that. Dylan is the king of ducking. He's the king of pulling out. And to be honest, I wish his dad would have done the same. He's just gonna let me violate this guy, bro. At least get him in here so he can defend himself.
The war of words continues, and the big question, you know better than anybody. Logan seems to think that Dylan Dennis is not going to show up October 14th. What do you think?
I think he's got too much to lose not to show up. This time, if he doesn't, then I don't think anyone will take him on to fight again. He'll have to go fight on Kingpin.
Is that still in existence?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. But to be honest with you, I think I think he turns up. I've spoken to his management. He's training hard. He's got a full camp. He's got a team. And right now, he's the anti-hero. He's the most popular version of himself that he's ever been. So if he doesn't turn up, he loses all of what he's worked for.
Right. But he has managed to get under Logan Paul's skin for sure. But let's talk about the other fight, KSI versus Tommy Fury. A lot of people think Tommy Fury's just going to outbox him and it's going to be a simple fight. But me and a lot of other people think, man, KSI, we've seen him in there. He is a dog, and he has a real shot at knocking this guy out. What do you think?
Yeah, and that's half the problem is people see it and they think, oh, well, Tommy Fury should be able to outbox him. But all of us know that boxing isn't just about the sport and the skill behind boxing. A lot of it has to do with who are you, right? Are you that dog? Do you bring the fight constantly? Do you rise into the fight? KSI does all of those things. I mean, Mams, I will say that obviously it's going to be a bit nerve-wracking, especially for you, but I see it, right? I don't see the betting odds, but I see the fight.
The betting odds were 6-1 on Tommy, so it's an easy payday for anyone who bets on KSI. I'm going to be completely partial. That's my guy, and I do believe in him as much as he believes in him. And the confidence is supreme. He doesn't have any room for doubt. And I think that's what will get him to the W. But Riley, please feel free to have any opinion on this whatsoever, just so you know.
Just remember, you probably want to work here again.
No, I've been honest. I say that I have Tommy Fury as a favorite. That's me being honest. Do I have him as a 6-1 favorite? Not even close. That doesn't make sense to me at all. And I'm the type of guy that I love these fights because it shows to me that when you're willing to take the fights that people think you're going to lose, that means you actually genuinely have that confidence. It's one thing to say it. It's another thing to step up and actually do it.
Oh, he wanted this no matter what the weight. No matter, we were negotiating, said, stop the negotiations. I'll take the fight. I want the fight. No rehydration, nothing. But I'll tell you this. If Tommy Fury wins this fight 9 times out of 10, KSI will win that 1 time out of 10, and it'll be on October 14th.
That's a good promoter right there. Hey, what did you guys make of the press conference? We're going to look at some highlights of that right now, or some lowlights. Of course, we had the cake incident. We had Tommy Fury's father, John Fury, going ballistic. You were there. What was that like?
I mean, I actually wasn't there. I had COVID, but it was absolute carnage watching it from the television at home. I was just in shock. I couldn't believe it. We've got to get this man on a Misfits boxing match as well.
Yeah, it's one thing to be throwing things around, but you can see that the fight is already there. We're talking about Dylan Dennis maybe not showing up, but when he's doing that, I think he is.
All right, so we've got KSI in action in 3 weeks from tonight, right? 3 weeks? October 14th. Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
Right.
So what is your prediction on that Dillian Danis fight against Logan Paul?
My prediction is, 1, I think Dylan is going to show up, so that's one prediction that we need to get in there to start. But 2, I have Logan Paul. I just think it's time for him to really show up and absolutely blow someone out of the water. And I think this is the perfect time for him to do that. What do you think, Mams?
I don't know enough. Is Dylan trolling sometimes? Is he not? I don't know. It's a bit of a wild card. But, you know, Logan has Prime on his side. So I think Logan's confidence, when we talked about a replacement opponent, he chose the toughest one. He chose Mike Perry without hesitation. I said, you know, that's a tough fight.
Yeah.
It's not a tough fight for me. And I'm like, what does this guy know that I don't, you know?
Well, he's a phenomenal specimen. We saw what he did in WWE. We saw what he's done in a boxing ring. But can he rekindle that boxing magic? We haven't seen him in the ring in a couple of years. So look forward to that October 14th, just down the road in Manchester. As for tonight, let's look at the fight card for you. We've got a total of 9 bouts, including 3 right here on our prelims. We get started with Carla Jade taking on Tash Weekender. Then there's a lightweight dust-up between Pully Arif and small Spartan Jade. And before the prelims conclude, we've got a title tussle. AJ Bunker faces Little Bellsy for the Misfits Super Bantamweight title. We start, though, with that clash between Carla Jade and Tash Weekender. Let's go into the ring, and your MC, it's Huss.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Virtue Motors Arena, Newcastle, England, United Kingdom, for a night of boxing entertainment. X-Series 009, brought to you by Misfits Boxing and DAZN, and their proud sponsors, Prime Hydration, Stake.com, and Kick. Tonight's action is sanctioned by the Professional Boxing Association. Supervisor in charge, Mickey Van. And now, ladies and gentlemen, time for our first bout of the evening. Scheduled 3 2-minute rounds in the women's featherweight division. And now, making her way to the ring, Tash Weekender.
Tash Weekender, 24 years old, fighting out of the UK. She gained fame, Riley, by being on the UK reality TV show Ibiza Weekender. And I think you were also on that show, weren't you, Mams?
I can't remember.
So I don't think this is, I think this is her second fight, I believe. So she's been in here before. She's game. She shows up to fight. So it's a really exciting matchup here against someone who hasn't fought before yet in Carla Jade.
That's right. And Carla Jade, she's got an unbelievable confidence for someone who hasn't fought. On the phone, when we made this fight, I said, look, Tash has fought once before, and she said, I don't care, I'm taking this fight. I said, you sure you don't want someone with the same experience level as you? She said, no, I want her. So
yeah, that's awesome to see. Sometimes when they have that game ambition to get in there, and they want someone that has a bit more experience because they think, hey, I'm already at that level. So we'll see if that's something tonight.
Absolutely.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome her opponent to the ring, Carla Jade.
Carla Jade has been around a boxing ring for a long time, Roundhouse, but tonight's a little different.
Yeah, I mean, if you walk around a ring enough, eventually you're going to want to get into it. And it's awesome to see that she was part of the sport beforehand, you know, from a different perspective. And now she said, I'm going to get in there and prove that I can do this myself. It's super exciting to see.
Yeah, she's a ring card girl. In fact, she owns a company, Vanessa Ring Girls. But Mams, why did you think she would be good as a Misfits fighter?
Well, she's trained with some coaches that I know that have some confidence in her, and to be honest, her persistence in the DMs, the Mems Taylor famous DMs for fighters, she was extremely persistent and kept asking, can I be on 005? Can I be on 006? Here we are, 009.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout scheduled for 3 2-minute rounds in the women's featherweight division. This bout is sanctioned by the Professional Boxing Association. Timekeeper at the bell, Ken Honeyball. And the third man in the ring in charge of the action, referee Gareth Morris. And the 3 judges scoring ringside, Jack Goodwin, Seamus Dunn, and Ken Curtis. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner. She's wearing the white trunks, her official weight of 123.8 pounds. And tonight, she is making her Misfits debut, hailing from Manchester, England, United Kingdom, Tasha Kieran, a.k.a. Tash Weekender. And her opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner. She's wearing the black and gold, her official weight of 119.2 pounds. And she is also tonight making her Misfits debut, hailing from London, England, United Kingdom, Carla Jade.
Always curious the first few
gloves.
seconds.
Ladies.
That nervous energy.
3
how
rounds.
it's
When I
gonna
say break,
translate.
stop throwing punches, step back, protect yourself at all
Yeah, I mean,
times.
this may be
obey
their
my
first time
commands at
really in
all
a
times.
real
I want you to
fight
conduct yourself respectfully
on
to each
worldwide
other and
television.
Good luck to you,
Certainly
ladies.
feels different.
The stakes are higher than ever before for them.
What do you say, Roundhouse?
I mean, they both look in shape. They both look game and ready. Honestly, usually you can see nerves. I don't see too many nerves right now.
Carla Jade in the black, Tash Weekender in the white.
Right away, we see some good ring positioning. Tash Weekender takes the center of the ring. You know, she's kind of dominating the ring generalship, as we would call it. But they're still feeling each other out, still kind of at range, trying to figure out how to work their way in.
It's interesting in these X-Series fights, sometimes you don't know how their first punch is even going to look. Is it going to be more of a slap? Is it going to be a straight right hand?
I was saying I didn't see nerves. I think we're starting to see them a little bit now. You know, that initial energy kind of wore off a little bit. You see a bit of nerves now.
Yeah, you got to get hit in the face once or twice. That'll wake you up.
Or put you to sleep.
Little bit stiff here, but
Mams, when you're looking at these fights, what are you looking for in your fighters for, you know, future fights and everything else to set up down the line? When you're watching the fights, what really stands out to you?
you know, you always you watch for and visualize who they would match up against well in the future, the loser, the winner. You consider all the factors, really, the entertainment they bring and the action.
Not seeing a lot of that right now.
I think they're both quite hesitant.
Oh, nice
There
one,
you
too.
go. Tash opening up at least a little bit now.
Looks like Carla Jade is having a bit of trouble gaining that confidence.
Tash laughing at her. She says, "You can't touch me."
Carla's throwing what we would call slapping punches. They're kind of coming over the top, slapping a little bit, having trouble, you know, really pistoning out that right hand. Whereas, you know, Tash Weekender, she looks to have the crisper boxing so far. Although, you know, not much going on so far.
Yep.
There's a right.
Pulling in, and there goes Tash.
How about Carla Jade? She doesn't have the same technique, but perhaps a little more energy and will.
Well, so
time to make our entrance. Enjoy the show.
Terrorists have taken possession of nuclear missiles.
Rally up.
To choose this life over friends, over family, we never quit.
Hold on. You almost killed me.
You're welcome.
Expendables in cinemas September 22nd.
So here we go, round two. Expect this building here in Newcastle to be packed later tonight. This is our very opening prelim. Main fights start in about an hour and a half. Right now it's Carla Jade in the black taking on Tash Weekender in a more of a feel-out round one for sure.
Yeah, and often once they get the initial nerves out in that first round, you start to see the fight pick up as it goes. You know, we don't see any sweat on these guys yet. This isn't a cardio issue. This is just about feeling the round and kind of building that confidence up issue.
yes, the problem with that is it's 3 2-minute rounds. They've got to make the most of it, and you know, this is an opportunity where they want us to want them back again.
Exactly, especially when you're the opening fight. And honestly, like you said, with 3 2-minute rounds, you kind of expect it to be a sprint the whole time. There's not really any time to game plan. There's not really any rope-a-dope, hoping your opponent's going to gas. It just has to be a sprint, and we're not seeing that yet.
Well, I will say Carla Jade is good with movement. She hasn't stopped moving backwards, but there's a straight right hand from Tash.
Here we go. They're getting into it now.
That's what we want. It was starting to be a female version of Ginty versus Halal Ham.
You'll see both of those fighters in action later tonight on our main card. Ginty's got a big opportunity.
Carla Jade was trying to dive in while the ref was separating them there. She was game. You all right there, Todd? Decent footwork from her. But, you know, when you're using your footwork like that, you got to make something of it. You can't just kind of footwork away. You have to then work back into the fight. Why are you using that footwork? Why are you trying to make that angle?
Yeah, you can see Carla Jade starting to get a little more confident. Big right hand. Those big wide punches aren't going to score. Oh, there's some hammer fists.
Yeah, Tash has to close the distance, get in on the inside.
That'll do it for our second 2-minute round.
Meet the all-new MG4 EV. Say yes to comfort and practicality. Say yes to range. The all-new MG4 EV. Say no to compromise.
We'll see how eager each of these fighters are in this third round, because it may come down to the final round.
And Riley, who do you have winning this right now?
For me, I was going to say, this is one of those fights where I don't want to be the judge. But I'd have Tash Weekender up, honestly, both rounds, but I don't have him huge on both rounds.
Well, there haven't been enough punches to have a huge lead, really.
And Mams, what about you? Who do you have?
I'd say the same, really.
Well, Carla Jade was more active in that second round, so if there was going to be a round you might give her, it would be round 2.
So you think it's one apiece, the decider?
The decider. Yeah, that little jab can score. When your opponent's throwing wide punches, you know this, Roundhouse, you get that jab right to the face. It scores like that every time.
Straight punches beat looping punches every single time. And it's nice to see Carla Jade kind of getting that off now.
And she's got the reach advantage. Use it. I love
all
it.
It took. She just had to press the gas, start throwing punches, get herself into it. She's doing that now.
She looks much better. And look at this, Tash running for her life. She's like, let's fight.
And this is great. I mean, if she can score a knockdown, get that 10-8, right? Swing the tables back in her direction.
Yep, she's definitely in the lead in this round.
Yep.
Tash.
Carla wishes this was a 5-rounder.
Yeah.
And like we were saying, you know, there's certainly no guarantee that it's 2-2 up for Tash Weekender. She really didn't put a stamp on any of those rounds, so it's very important for Carla Jade to get this. But she's coming back now.
Has anyone thrown a body punch in this fight?
I haven't seen.
Oh, there's a right inside. You know, Jade's just out hustling her right now.
It doesn't seem like either of them have enough sting on the end of their punches to really garner that respect as of right now. But a lot of volume coming from Carla Jade for sure.
The judges aren't going to like the way that Tash just keeps backing up without any real plan. That's what Carla Jade was doing, at least the first round.
Yeah, with these two fighters, it seems like it's really important who has the center of the ring. Whoever has the center of the ring seems to be winning. Neither of them are good at fighting up their back foot.
And look at Jade. You talk about putting a stamp on a round. I think Carla Jade did that here in round 3.
Oh, she certainly did. Decisively won that round.
Boy, in a fortnight, it's Destination Sheffield for an all-British showdown between Lee Wood and Josh Warrington. The WBA featherweight title and domestic bragging rights on the line in the Steel City. October 7th, live on DAZN. What town did you grow up in England?
In London.
Downtown London.
Cricklewood, London. The Cricklewood Cowboy.
Wow. And now you're a Tennessee Cowboy.
That's, well, I'm on my way to being a cowboy. You're not a cowboy until a cowboy gives you a cowboy hat.
Say hello to Jack Daniels next time you're in Tennessee for me.
I did it last time. He knew you well.
Oh, he does. I'll put all his grandchildren through school, I guarantee you. All right, so it's in the judges' hands right now.
Well, I think Tash in that last round was reminiscent of Swarm's 2022. You know, she just wasn't aggressive enough at all throughout the fight. There were little spurts in round 1 and 2. I think Carla may have stolen this. I don't know.
Yeah, and sometimes it's hard because we kind of judge the fights how they end. But honestly, if Carla Jade had just started a little bit earlier, there wouldn't have been a question. She had it. She absolutely had the skills and the ability to win this fight. And I think that if the decision doesn't go her way, which honestly I hope it does, I think she'll be kicking herself because she 100% had the skills and the ability to win this fight.
That's right.
Sorry, I was just saying I would have loved 4 rounds.
Yeah, if Tash won round 1 and 2 just with a couple of extra punches, it's Carla's going to be kicking herself for that. You're absolutely right.
Well, the decision is in. Let's go into the ring and huss.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Jack Goodwin scores the bout 29-28. Judge Seamus Dunn scores the bout 30-28. Judge Ken Curtis scores the bout 30-27. And your winner by unanimous decision, Carla Jade!
Well, much more lopsided than we thought, Mams, but you look at that 3rd round and it feels like the right person won.
Well, I'm glad I'm not a judge because I forgot my glasses tonight.
30-27, they gave her all 3 rounds, but you know, there's not really a moment that Tash could point to go, hey, that's my definitive moment, I won this fight.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's nice to be on the end of victory, but I think Carla could have done more as well, and I think she'll continue to improve.
All right, Roundhouse is in the ring with your winner, Carla Jade.
So after that fantastic fight, really close first 2 rounds, but once you started getting in there in the 3rd, it really didn't seem close. How did you feel getting into that 3rd round when you really started getting the gas in there?
Yeah, it's always a way, same in sparring. I always need a little round to warm up, but as soon as I get that fire in my belly, that's it. I need a 5-rounder maybe.
Well, with a great win like that, is there someone that you have that you're thinking about fighting next?
Someone think about fighting next. Well, I'm interested to watch the AJ and little Bellsy bout tonight. Obviously, they got the belt. I know little Astrid Wet Wipe had it before. She's in my DMs irritating the shit out of me, so I'm glad they stripped that off of her. But we'll see what goes on with AJ and little Bellsy tonight. I think it's going to be an interesting fight. I think AJ's been working hard. She's quite a relentless little fighter. But Bellsy's got a lot of skill, so yeah, no, I'm excited. Whoever wants it, really. I'm just happy to be here, so whoever wants it.
And so I'm saying that you're happy to be here. Is boxing something you want to keep doing? You want to fight again maybe as soon as possible?
Yeah. I love it. Put me on October 14th, I'll be there. I'm ready every day. I love it, so whatever.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Congratulations for your win. Can't wait to see you next time.
Thank you very much.
This is the main event of the evening. Whoa! He's produced a flawless performance.
Zerto is ready to remind the world what he's made of. He knows what it takes to become a world champion.
Amanda is on fire tonight.
Damn, his ticket for a world title shot.
What a performance by Chantel Cameron.
Big heavy hands again from Bam.
Bam Rodriguez, where are you?
And still
From the hard-hitting action in the ring to hard-hitting action on the football field, the NFL season is now in full swing, and you won't want to miss a moment on DAZN, where every game is live. We welcome you back ringside. He is Roundhouse, Mams Taylor, the man behind Misfits. I'm Todd Grisham. Let's talk about our next fight. Pully Arif is back, and he's taking on small Spartan Jade, who I like to call a mini Mams. He looks like a little miniature version of you.
I think it's the only fighter I have some height on. So, listen, small Spartan Jade, former calisthenics world champion, natural athlete. He's had one fight, one win. Pully Arif, bit more experience, coming in as a slight favorite, held his own mostly against Dean the Great, and I think it's going to be a great fight, a real banger here.
Yeah, this is one of those fights where a lot of people are not seeing this. Small Spartan Jade, he's fought before. Now, I found it online, but it was kind of hard to find, so I think that he's coming in as a little bit of a dark horse here. Like you said, Pully Arif fought against Dean the Great, held his own pretty well, but I think that Spartan Jade might be a little bit of a dark horse here because he's so athletic and he has that background.
All right, let's find out as we go into the ring. Here's Huss.
Ladies and gentlemen, now it's time for our next bout of the evening, scheduled for 3-minute rounds in the lightweight division. And now, making his way to the ring, small Spartan Jade.
Two-time calisthenics world champion. Basically, he's one of the most fit people on the planet, and he's come to Misfits. Roundhouse, you saw one of his fights before. What kind of skills does he have?
Honestly, the skills that you see a lot from this guy is good defensive footwork, right? And we're talking about how much of an explosive athlete he is. That's the thing that he really brought in. You know, good head movement, great on his feet. I didn't see great punching from him, so I'm curious to see, is that the skill he's developed? Because he already had the footwork, he already had the head movement down, but does he have that punching down now?
And he's got core strength, obviously, like no one else. I mean, he told me earlier he's got this one punch that he's going to be calling the Napoleon's Complex.
Oh, that's a WWE sounding move. I love it.
Yes.
Napoleon's Complex.
It's a right overhand.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome his opponent to the ring, Pully, the Gold Arif.
Pully Arif had plenty of trash to say yesterday to small Spartan Jade. He thinks his height and length are going to give him all sorts of trouble.
And honestly, he's right in a lot of sense because he clearly has a decent height advantage, but it's just about can Spartan Jade take advantage of getting under the shots and throwing decent punches back. But, Mams, as you said, Pully Arif held his own against one of the best Misfits fighters we have.
He did. He's a hard worker, really good work ethic. And, you know, I think he's got a sort of underlying confidence there that even his sense of humor, he's quite sarcastic and witty. He's not over the top, but, you know, he's an entertainer at the end of the day, and he says there's no chance of him losing, and obviously small Spartan disagrees.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout scheduled for 4 3-minute rounds in the lightweight division. This bout is sanctioned by the Professional Boxing Association. Timekeeper at the bell, Ken Honeyball. And the third man in the ring in charge of the action, referee Jack Goodwin. And the 3 judges scoring ringside, Seamus Dunn, Ken Curtis, and Gareth Morris. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, he's wearing the white, gold, and black. His official weight of 123.1 pounds. And tonight, he is making his Misfits debut. The 2-times calisthenics world champion, content creator, and elite athlete, hailing from Camden Town, London, England, United Kingdom, small Spartan Jade. And here His opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner. He's wearing the orange and white. His official weight of 128.7 pounds. He has a record of 3 fights, 1 loss, and 2 wins. Introducing from Sunday Smoke to Misfits, Pully, the God's Arif!
Listen, guys, remember the instructions I'll give you in the change rooms. Keep your heads up, keep your shots above the waist, and don't hold. Do you understand? And obey my instructions all the time. Shake both hands. Back to your corners, wait for the bell.
We're going to see what kind of head movement small Spartan Jay has right away, because you know Pully Arif's going to put that jab right in his face. Or at least he should, Mams.
Yes, he should. He's got to try and keep his distance. Small Spartan Jay, his hero, Mike Tyson. Let's see if he can get in on the inside. Small man, big heart, just like got to represent the short kings.
I will say the size difference is pretty substantial, but there you see right away, big right hand from Pully Arif, and small Spartan Jay slipped it very well, good head movement on him. And yeah, I mean, Pully Arif's wearing his pants pretty high, so I think that the key here is for small Spartan Jay is going to be landing bombs right along that waistline, really put water in the basement early in this fight. But again, only 4 rounds here, not too much time.
Oh, quite explosive.
Yeah, you could tell, looking like Chocolatito in there. 5 inches taller, 4 inches longer is Pully Arif over small Spartan Jay.
And there we go. I don't know if that was necessarily a super low shot. It looked like it.
Yeah, you know, waistbands were all the rage after the Usyk fight a couple weeks ago.
Exactly. You got to kind of wonder, is he saying that super early to make sure the referee is looking for those shots? Because he has to know the game plan is going to be to rip body shots.
It does look like he pulled it a little high. Jay should pull his pants down a little bit.
Why don't you go help him?
And this,
look at Jay coming in tight.
And that's the Napoleon's complex I was talking about.
Great body shots right there early, and amazing forward pressure. Something I want to see from him a little bit now is to start cutting off that ring, right? Because it's good to have forward pressure, but you can't just be chasing around the ring. You got to cut him off.
Still waiting for Arif to use that left jab as a measuring stick to keep him at bay. He's not extending it and allowing Jay to get on the inside right there and bang away.
Got to make sure not to gas out. Jay is thrown with 100% every single one of these punches.
You talking about the 2-time world calisthenics guy?
You know what? I take it back.
Gas it out.
Catches a short right hook on the way in, though. Not enough to make him hesitate, it seems.
Yeah, Arif he's starting to find his range a little bit there, man. He's definitely starting to see it, and he's kind of catching him on the way in. We'll see if he can get that respect, though, right? He's got to get that shot that's going to hurt him.
Jay likes to bulldoze forward, get on the inside.
Oh, big right hand.
Oh, they both connect on the inside. Good round 1.
This isn't just sport.
Unbelievable.
This lot are off key, man.
This religion. This is Newcastle United.
Newcastle.
Way I, man, but it's pronounced Newcastle.
Getting set for round 2. Pully Arif rushing off the stool. See if he has more urgency here.
Todd, building up what you were saying earlier there, Jay said absolutely no to water. So I think you're right about the cardio.
Wow.
I got to say, this is good matchmaking so far, Mams. Though this is a game back and forth fight. Both these guys really want it.
Spartan throwing those bombs, though.
Yeah, Pully's trying to throw his shots as well, but he's being smothered a little bit. He's not able to extend those arms on the inside.
That's right. And if couldn't hear what he said there.
He said, I love them. I think in reference to the body shots. Something that I'd love to see from Jay here, though, is, just because you're the smaller fighter doesn't mean that straight punches aren't still a very, very important thing for you to use, right? And I'd like to see some more jabs from him, right? Some more straight punches. You don't have to just hook.
Jay got caught on the inside.
Something that's happening here, guys, too, is when Jay comes in, kind of lifts the chin up and opens up to throw those big bombs, and that's where Pully's starting to land these nice, clean counters in the middle on the way in.
There's that jab. Want to extend it, make it pop. Right now.
This is one of those fights where body language can have a very, very big impact on the judging, right? Because even though I think that Pully is landing a lot of really, really good shots that you might not be seeing,
whoa,
the constant pressure is going to really sway the judges.
Yes, exactly. And he has modeled himself on Naseem Hamed as well. So that fancy style, we want to see more of that. I think Spartan Jay really, really is going for the knockout now. I've got to give him that. And Pully, if you were in his corner, what would you tell him for the next round, Riley?
I would tell him to try to take the center of the ring, because in fights like this, when a guy like Jay, you know, he fights well going forward, but figure out, does he fight well going backwards? A lot of these guys, they train constantly one way. They come forward 24/7. So if you can change the tide, sometimes they just can't move backwards.
Nice spell here for Pully Arif.
Speaking of Naseem Hamed, that was what he was famous for, is being able to fight off his back foot.
What's up, the new guy?
Remember this face. Don't shoot it by accident.
Terrorists have taken possession of nuclear missiles. If these babies go off, it'll be World War III. Good to be back.
Let's move.
Don't mind if I do.
Bring it!
Is that the biggest one you've got? Oh, it's way bigger than that.
Expendables in cinemas September 22nd.
Action down. Round 3.
So here we go, round 3. As small Spartan Jay continues to try and get inside so he can work on the body of Pully Arif, or maybe land one of those overhand rights.
Name's heading into the third round. Who you got so far on the cards?
I think, you know, it's the aggression from Spartan Jay is going to, whether he's technically hit Pully as much or not. Oh, there we go. You know, just shots like that and constantly pushing forward, it's going to work in his favor.
I got to agree with you, right? And the other thing is, it seems like he's just landing with power each time, whereas Arif, you know, he's landing for sure, but it doesn't seem like he's really sitting down on his punches as much.
Exactly, and the ring generalship, the control, the aggression, these are all factors that the judge consider when scoring.
And it's all factors that I consider when watching fights that I love to see, and I'm loving this fight. This kid is coming to fight. There's no two ways about it.
Absolutely right.
Oh, good body shot with the left hand there from small Spartan Jay. And Pully Arif's got to get busier, especially when he's at distance. Like right here, snap that jab, pop him with a jab. He's trying to throw the right hand roundhouse without setting it up. It's hard to land that.
Exactly. And he's trying to catch him coming in, so he's missing out on, you know, 50% of the fight.
Spartan connected with 2 clean shots there, though.
Pully is he's starting to look like he's getting a little bit tired, guys. I don't know if you see that.
Oh, leaping left from Jay. He's starting to have more success, and that's forcing Pully to now throw more punches than perhaps he wants to. He's got to keep him out.
Spartan Jay, his defense is looking great too. Even when Pully lands, he's rolling with it well. You know, he's kind of keeping his hands up when he needs to, whereas he's landing some bombs on the other side. I think those body shots are starting to really come to effect too.
Well, I was going to tell Mams that if you look at now at Pully Arif, when they separate, he's shrinking down a little bit to protect that body. He's not standing upright like he was earlier.
Oh, yes.
Mams, I don't know if you can see too, but his pants are coming higher and higher up as well.
Did you see that meme where Usyk's pants were up to his shoulder blades?
Usyk met Simon Cowell, was inspired, and it seems the same is happening here for Pully.
And there's a takedown.
He's got to make sure not to get too aggressive. He's still got to be patient with it. He's still got to focus on his boxing.
Focus, let's go. Pully, you've got to win. Pully, you've got
If I'm Jay, I just keep the gas pedal pressed down. You can see the deep breaths that Arif's taking right now.
Let your hands go.
And Jade does not look worse for wear at all. He's just going and going 100 miles an hour throughout. There we go.
Yeah, he's certainly making me eat my words. Doesn't look tired at all. There's, maybe one bead of sweat on him.
Calisthenics have paid off, that's for sure.
He puts everything into those power punches. I mean, he comes off the ground when he throws a punch.
Look, Todd, when you're small like us, small kings, you have to go for it. You have to put your all into everything.
Well, a good round there, no doubt about it, for small Spartan Jay. As the fourth and final round is coming up next. Return of Conor Benn happens tonight in Orlando, Florida. Conor Benn is back, ladies and gentlemen. And next week, Wood versus Warrington. This should be an absolute banger. That's Saturday, October 7th for the WBA title.
If you were in Pully's corner right now, what would you be giving him any urgency here?
Absolutely. I mean, as we were talking about before, he might be able to give the second round to Pully Arif, but for sure, Small Spartan Jay has 1 and 3, and I think he also has 2. So I'm saying you got to get the knockout.
Yeah, he's got to go for the knockout.
All right.
He hasn't come close to a knockout.
Yeah, he's really not sitting down on his punches. He's not, he's landed some good punches, some good interrupting punches as Jay moves forward, but Jay doesn't seem to be bothered at all.
And there's nothing behind these jabs. He's just touching him with the jab. You got to really stick it to him. Make him think twice about trying to get inside. Right now, there's nothing dissuading Jay from jumping in there.
Jay's,
oh, there's a shot on the break.
Protect yourself at all times.
Took the words right out of my mouth, absolutely.
I'm surprised Arif didn't hit him again.
And I will say, though, we were talking about, that was, his hands were up, he wasn't looking at him, full power punch, and nothing happened. So, does he have the ability to sit him down?
Oh, my goodness! He just did a left hand from small Spartan Jay.
5, 6, 7, 8.
I think that punch might have just made him mad.
Let's see how damaged he is. That big overhand connected for small Spartan Jay, and Arif crumbled.
He did tell us about that Napoleon's complex punch. Is he going to repeat it? Wow, look. He is relentless in there.
Now Arif knows it's desperation time. He's got to go punch for punch with the little man. Five inches taller, a 4-inch reach advantage, but it's Jay. Jay is taking over this fight.
Like you said, man, he might be a bit smaller, but his heart is taking up half the ring right now. He is absolutely in here.
Riley, you're absolutely right, but there's got to be some urgency here from Pully. He's got to know that he's behind. Oh.
Hit him in the neck with that right hand.
It just seems like the punches coming back at him, they're just too much. He seems like he's a bit intimidated. He knows if he throws something, something's going to be coming back twice as hard. So I don't know if he has it right now, but...
Well, Arif showing us some life.
This is the time where you can prove us all wrong, right? When people are counting you out and you can say, no, I'm still in this fight.
It's all about heart.
That's
nothing like a comeback.
That's what Dean the Great did. Who could forget that bout with Waleed Sharks? They'll be squaring off October 14th as well.
Jay is leaving it all in the cage right now. You're even seeing a little bit of fatigue on him because he is going at 100%. He wants to leave every last drop of energy in this ring tonight.
I hope he does 100 push-ups in the ring after this, just to show us the calisthenics champ.
He's got to make sure to keep his balance.
Hey, give Arif some credit, though. He refused to quit.
Absolutely, he did. Great fight from both of these guys.
Excellent showing. Very happy with that. The small Spartan Jay showed that he has all the heart in the world, all the determination.
We got to see him back.
Oh, yes.
Sure. Yeah.
He will be back for sure. As will Pully.
Can you find him an opponent shorter than he is? That's your mission. We need a smaller opponent for small Spartan J.
The short kings, such as myself, we're all celebrating this win. There we go, the calisthenics.
Well, more big fights coming your way in October, including Jack Catterall facing Jorge Linares in a super lightweight showdown in Liverpool. That's October 21st, live on DAZN.
And he pulled off that backflip. Dean the Great didn't.
Right. And now he's dancing.
He told me he would, if he wins, he would do a backflip off the top turnbuckle, and I asked him to please not.
Like Gervonta Davis, huh?
Yeah.
Well, here's that knockdown, and boy, it was a left-hand hammer. And the ropes kept him up. That's why it was considered a knockdown. Boom. And again, give credit to Pully Arif. He got up and hung in there as small Spartan J was going to headhunt. Good sportsmanship being shown. Of course, it's not official yet. Waiting on the judges' scorecards, but there's no doubt who's going to get the nod here.
I mean, if it went to Pully Arif, that would indeed be a robbery.
Yes. Well, he looks like he's ready to go another 4 or 5 rounds.
Oh, he is. He's a fitness king.
But, Mams, you know this. When it comes to fitness, there's nothing like boxing. It will wear you out like nothing else.
You're absolutely right. I mean, every sport you do requires different muscles being used, so you have to get used to it. But he's been training non-stop.
Huss has the scores and makes it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Seamus Dunn scores the bout 39-38 to Arif. Judge Ken Curtis scores the bout 40-36 to Jade. Judge Gareth Morris scores the bout 38-37. And your winner by split decision, Small Spartan!
That was no split decision, Tom.
Wow.
I don't understand.
We almost had the worst decision in Misfits history.
I think I would have fainted.
Yeah. Wow. Well, hey, everyone sees the fight a little differently. I can see you giving 1, maybe 2 rounds to Pully, but Jay certainly won the 3rd handily and then got a 10-8 round in the 4th.
I told you, Todd.
Oh, there's that back flip.
There we go. Does it successfully.
And there's the push-ups.
Push-ups.
Yes, sir.
This man.
Oh, man.
The short king.
Bring him back.
We will definitely see him again very soon.
It's almost like your version of the Contender Series, right? You see these guys perform in front of you, you go, I want to bring that guy back.
And that's what the X Series non-pay-per-views are all about. The birth of new stars.
Can't wait to see Small Spartan J, SMJ, back again. Let's go into the ring, and Riley.
Fantastic fight, great performance. Kind of a strange decision at the end there, a split decision. Did you think that it was you?
Why would you say it's a strange decision?
I'm saying it was strange that it was a split decision. I thought it was unanimous, 100% you won. I'm thinking, how did you feel in there? Did you think you had a unanimous decision in that fight?
I honestly thought it was a unanimous decision, but good props to my opponent. I put in the work, bro. I've been here for a year on standby. Put in the absolute work. And on top of that, I'm like 6 kilos lighter than him. I'm way shorter than him. So this is for all the short kings out there. Yo, anything is possible, you get me? It doesn't matter what you look like, how much you weigh, Smoke City, you get me?
You had a fantastic knockdown there in that fight. Do you think that was crucial in, gaining that respect that, hey, I can put you on the canvas? How did that feel for you getting that knockdown when you were able to land that?
Honestly, I was trying to play it a bit more technical, trying to work the body, slow him down, and then I knew I was going to knock him down at least once today. I believed. I got hands of steel, bro. You know what I do in my sport? I whack metal, bro, for a living. I can't feel shit. Mind my language, but you get me.
One thing that Mams Taylor himself was saying is, we want you back. We want to see you fight again, because that was just all gas, no brakes. Do you want to be back in here? Do you want to fight again?
Hey, yo, Mams Taylor. Mams Taylor, my work rate, bro. My work rate speaks for itself. Give Pully a P45 and give me a contract, my G. I'm here. I'm waiting. Come on.
Fantastic work. Thank you so much. Can't wait to see you back.
Hey, this is for the short kings. Come on, Mams. Short kings for life.
Good work.
How many rounds is it?
6 rounds.
I wanted 8.
Game's the game, innit?
No, it's not a game. You can't play boxing.
I don't need 6 rounds. I'll knock you out in 4.
All right, well, keep filling yourself full of false stuff, mate.
I will knock you out in 4. When I hit you, bro, when I hit you, I hit like a truck, bro.
Me mum gives better, harder slaps than you.
We'll see.
You're built like a 10-year-old, mate. You've got a pair of shoulders this wide.
I'm going to hit you, and you're going to be shocked.
You need to start eating them. You need to start eating them steaks, mate.
Shocked. I can't wait to see your face.
So you're telling me you hit harder than the best fighter in the world, Tyson Fury, at 6'9".
I hit harder than Jake Paul.
No, I'm talking about Tyson, because I've been getting hit off him my whole life.
Cool.
So what makes you think you can do something to me?
Tyson doesn't hit hard like people like Wilder and like that. I mean, how many times did Wilder drop him?
Who knocked out Wilder? Tyson knocked him out. Tyson knocked him out. This is what it proves about boxing, guys. They don't know boxing.
Our face-off series is available to watch now across the platform and on YouTube. We've also had KSI and Anthony Joshua get together to talk all things boxing, so check that one out too. And as we wait for Mams to put his headset back on, after all the adulation you just got from the Short Kings, I know you have a big announcement you'd like to make.
I'm going to be his tag team partner. We're called the Short Kings. And here we go.
Let's do it.
All right, we have an announcement. We have the Women's Lightweight Championship on the line, where Alexia, the person who stole Astrid's title, will be fighting her on the Prime card, October 14th. Astrid Wet versus Alexia for the lightweight title.
Done deal.
Done deal, signed, sealed, and delivered.
Roundhouse, your reaction to that matchup?
Man, every time I'm like, this card is crazy. I don't know how they've done it. Mams Taylor comes to me and he says, hey, I've decided to make it even crazier. If you're not buying that pay-per-view, you're simply wrong.
You're absolutely right. And you know what? Astrid brings a crowd which adore her and brings a crowd that absolutely despise her. And that's the perfect champion you want, because a lot of people will be tuning in to watch the possibility of her getting knocked out.
Speaking of championships, we've got one on the line coming up right now, ladies and gentlemen. It's for the Misfits female super bantamweight title. Let's go into the ring and say there's L.
Ladies and gentlemen, now it's time for our next bout of the evening, scheduled for 2-minute rounds for the vacant Women's Middleweight Championship. And now, making her way to the ring, the Queen Bee, Little Bellsy.
Oh, the Queen Bee.
I have that chair in a different color. True story.
Really?
I do.
Little Bellsy, best known as Arabella Del Busso, from Melbourne, Australia. And Roundhouse, the last time we saw her in action here on Misfits, I was impressed with her boxing ability.
Yeah, absolutely. And not only did she have great boxing ability, but she had great boxing kind of IQ for her level of experience. She kind of knew to keep the fight going throughout the entirety of the fight. And it was just fun to watch. It was something that I was, happy to see watch. What made you think, hey, it's title time, Mams?
You know, she's 3-0. She's earned her place here. AJ Bunker as well has been through some wars, had a very close fight with Astrid, worked really hard for this as well, and it just made sense. You know, we wanted these titles to be put around somebody's waists, and these two are the ones who have earned it by sweating and grueling and promoting and doing their thing in the ring.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome her opponent to the ring, AJ Bunker.
AJ Bunker, originally a hair technician before she gained fame after appearing on season 7 of Love Island in the United Kingdom. But ma'am, she's taking this boxing very seriously. She thinks she can be a champion in Misfits.
Absolutely. I mean, I spoke to her about her confidence level, spoke to her coach. They leave no doubt in their minds at all. And that's the attitude you've got to have to become a champion, in my mind.
Filipino Fire.
The Filipino Fire, and it's worth noting that her coach is also another fellow Filipinos coach, and that's Sol Papi's coach.
Yeah, with her fights, you know, she was really swinging for the bleachers in her fights. She had that game, that passion, that aggression, and so it's going to be kind of maybe a bit of skill versus aggression in this one.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout scheduled for 4 2-minute rounds for the vacant Women's Middleweight Championship. This bout is sanctioned by the Professional Boxing Association. Timekeeper at the bell, Ken Honeyball. And the third man in the ring in charge of the action, referee Seamus Dunn. And the 3 judges scoring ringside, Jack Goodwin, Ken Curtis, and Gareth Morris. And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing to you first, fighting out of the blue corner, she's wearing the leopard print. Her official weight of 121.7 pounds. She is currently undefeated with 2 wins. Hailing from Melbourne, Australia, the Queen Bee, Little Bellsy.
She's come a long way to claim her crown and legitimize
and her
it.
opponent across the ring, fighting out of the red corner. She's wearing the black and gold. Her official weight of 119.9 pounds. She has a record of 3 fights, 2 losses, and 1 win. Introducing to you the Love Islander turned fighter, hailing from Hertfordshire, England, United Kingdom, the Filipino Fire, AJ Bunker.
Here we go.
Okay, ladies, we've had our instructions in the changing rooms. You know exactly what I expect. Protect yourselves at all times. Obey my instructions at all times. Wishing you both the very, very best of luck. Touch gloves.
I think AJ Bunker would prefer this to turn into a brawl, whereas Little Bellsy wants to keep this a technical boxing match.
Absolutely. We've seen her on the pads, and she's one of the more impressive ladies on the pads on the Misfits roster, Little Bellsy.
I will say, looking at her, she's dialed in. She looks calm, cool, collected, whereas AJ looks a little ready to explode.
AJ looks like she wants to party.
Good jab right away from Little Bellsy. Ooh, nice 1-2. Yeah, you're absolutely right, ma'am. Good straight punches right off the top.
Well, yeah, these two are not afraid to let their hands go. We've seen that.
You know, this is the style that Pully should have been doing in his fight, getting that jab out there like Little Bellsy's trying to do.
We got 4 rounds here as well, 2-minute rounds, but 4 full rounds. So, you know, energy might be.
Ran right. I think that stunned Bellsy.
Oh my goodness!
She's trying to laugh it off, but it's no smiling matter.
Sometimes that's all you need. You just got to bring the heat.
Got her right on the ear. That can get your equilibrium off.
That's what we saw.
There it is again.
That's something Anthony Joshua talked about in his fight. He said lost the equilibrium and he could never get it back for the rest of the fight. So early in the fight, you know, first minute of the fight, that happening can have a very long-lasting effect.
Good point. She caught her again. And Bellsy's got to do something.
Goodness.
She's just putting her arms out in front.
Unbelievable. I did not see this coming.
She's really got to get back to using an actual boxing guard, not just kind of grabbing out and trying to grab her. She's got to get her respect, too. You know, you'd like to see a check left hook or something to just kind of wake AJ up right now because she's coming forward.
Bellsy looking like a deer in headlights here.
Yeah, and she just ate a left hand there.
That's what I'm saying. I would not be surprised if that punch is still having effects on her right now.
You're absolutely right. It looks like it slowed her down. She's very hesitant to throw.
And the feet, look at the feet. They're planted on the ground now. She probably can't feel her legs that much, if we're being honest.
Face is all red as well. Great opening round for AJ Bunker.
Meet the all-new MG4 EV. Say yes to comfort and practicality. Say yes to range. The all-new MG4 EV. Say no to compromise.
All right, so here we go.
Round 2.
Did Lil Bellsy have enough time to shake the cobwebs out?
Her legs don't look as stable, but let's see.
Her corner was definitely tell her, get in there and get her respect early, because they need to be able to push her back. AJ coming forward isn't stopping. We've seen that. She is a freight train right now.
Absolutely. Little bulldog attitude here.
Bellsy's got a bad habit of just putting her hands on her opponent's shoulders and not throwing punches.
It's a night of the short person.
Oh, got caught maybe with a forearm there. Accidental, obviously.
Todd, building off what you said too, you know, you can put your hands out, but you gotta be blocking the arm, right? You gotta put the hand on the bicep to control that hand, not on their shoulder, because she's punching right over that.
AJ is relentless. She changed camps for this fight. Salt Puppy's coach.
She looks in shape too, eh, ma'ams? Like she's not sweating at all yet.
No, and she's so relaxed. I'm very impressed by her. And Bellsy is no slouch.
Well, Bellsy's big narrative this week towards AJ is like, you don't train as hard as me, you don't want it as bad as me, but that's not been the case so far.
And one of the things we noticed is Bellsy was training very hard this week, which is quite unusual for a boxer on fight week. Maybe she has overtrained.
Yeah, and either way, whoever comes out the winner of this is a great champion to have. We love to see champs that come in and scrap.
Fighting champions.
Absolutely. But little Bellsy, she looks timid in there, right? She doesn't look like she is trying to take her head off.
Yes.
Got to get back to that.
Well, I think she's still, like you said, still a little woozy after round 1. Look at, she just doesn't want to engage. Look.
In tight is where there's no contest. AJ Bunker knows how to make this dirty, and it seems like little Bellsy doesn't.
To choose this life over friends, over family, and we never quit. Terrorists have taken nuclear bombs.
Let's prevent World War III.
I got you. That's what I'm talking about.
Let's fly, baby! Time to get loud.
You're welcome.
Don't mention it.
They say romance is dead.
Expendables in cinemas September 22nd.
Second down. Round 3.
Well, Roundhouse, what would your advice be to Lil Bellsy right now?
Well, it seems to me that she's only good with clean, crisp boxing. And what you need for clean, crisp boxing is space. And the only way to get space against someone who just won't stop coming forward is to push them and put them on the back foot. So you got to land something with some pop and get a bit of respect. That's what she has to do so she can get the center of the ring. Because, you know, it seems like Mams was saying, she's crisp. She can punch, but she can't punch when the fight is gritty, when it's dirty and in tight like this. Right here, this range is what she needs.
Yes, and Coach Solomon has a game plan. That's one thing he comes with, and he studied Bellsy and let AJ know exactly what the game plan should be, and so far it's working. The Filipino fire seems to be shining brighter and brighter.
And you know, this is something we love to see in the sport of boxing because it reminds you that sometimes just being really clean and crisp on the mitts isn't all it takes to be able to win a fight.
Well, I will say this, Lil Bellsy's doing much better this round. It still doesn't look great because she's constantly backing up and looks so timid, but in these exchanges, at least in this round, she's holding her own.
You're right, Todd. She has adapted a little bit, but she's not being aggressive enough to... Ooh, pushed back there.
A big right hand there from Bellsy, but AJ ate it.
AJ looking like she's kind of standing in the fire for a little bit too long, right? She's the shorter fighter. She can't just be at range with little Bellsy. She needs to either be all the way in or all the way out. She was also trying to take her head off for the past couple rounds, so that might have put a bit of strain on the cardio system.
You're right. Obviously, the more tired you get, the less impact your punches have. And it does seem like she doesn't have the sting that she did at the end of her punches.
Conor Ben returns tonight against Rodolfo Orozco in Orlando, Florida. You can see it today live on DAZN. And remember, NFL all season long, every game live with the NFL Game Pass, which is now available. And it's interesting, little Bellsy in the corner keeps telling her trainer, I can't hear, and is touching her left ear. Remember earlier when AJ caught her with that shot, it may have busted her eardrum for all we know.
Riley called it early.
I think this is a make or break right now for little Bellsy. I have it 3-0 on it for AJ Bunker. Last round, definitely a much closer round.
Ooh, pushing her back. She's got to go for it, and she knows it. It's the only way she wins the fight is by stoppage and knockout.
Agreed. I have it 3-0. But she's still looking crisp right now.
Oh, nice right hand from little Bellsy, but it doesn't slow AJ down. And she scores with a right hand.
Something that's important to note is, you know, when you have that nice crisp technique, when you get tired, it usually stays. Whereas if you're a bit of a sloppier, more brawling fighter, when you get tired, you kind of become more open. So that's something I think we're seeing a little bit here.
Good right from AJ. But if you're a fan of little Bellsy and you think, hey, maybe we won the third, win the fourth, and you got to draw.
Respect to Bellsy. She's going for it, isn't she?
Absolutely. And, you know, if she is hurt, if she has been, you know, blown an eardrum or something, absolute credit to her because she's stuck in this fight the whole time. Hasn't once looked for a way out.
No, she hasn't. Relentless.
She looks almost in pain right now. Just a really disgruntled look on her face.
She's still in the fight. 29 seconds to go. Got to bear down. There's some big shots. The wide variety, but they score.
Yep, I wasn't sure if that was a hook or an uppercut. It was a hybrid of the two, but it connected.
10 seconds. Let them go, ladies. Oh, and a right hand at the bell for Bunker. Did she do enough in the earlier rounds to clinch it? We shall see. Watch Amanda Serrano make history when she takes part in the first professional women's bout to feature 12 3-minute rounds. She takes on Danila Ramos at MVP Prospects 3 on October 27th. So Mams Taylor is leaving us to put the title around the waist of the winner. How do you feel about it right now?
I think that, honestly, we couldn't have a better winner. Obviously, it's not official yet, but I think we're feeling AJ Bunker won that one. What do you think, Todd?
I think 3-1 she won it, but 2-2 is certainly within the realm of possibility. But then again, so is 4-0. I just don't think Bellsy won. She might have gotten a draw.
Yeah, it's one of those things where it's any of the rounds that little Bellsy won, AJ could have won. But some of the rounds that, you know, AJ won were 100% per round.
The first two.
Yeah, undoubtedly.
Certainly more damage was done by AJ as Bellsy continues to seemingly have some issues with her hearing or her ear.
Yeah, man, Lil Bellsy landed some bombs, especially later in that fight. AJ Bunker just walked right through him.
All right, Huss has the results.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Jack Goodwin scores the bout 40-36. Judge Ken Curtis scores the bout 40-36. And Judge Gareth Morris scores the bout 40-37. And your winner by unanimous decision and the new women's middleweight champion, the Filipino Fire, AJ Bunker!
Champ, AJ Bunker, Filipino Fire gets the job done, outworking and out-battling little Bellsy here in Newcastle. No drama on the scorecards. All 3 judges gave her all 4 rounds. Let's hear from the new champ. She's with Roundhouse.
Fantastic fight, great performance. This was a lot about just how much of a dog you were in there, and you showed amazing cardio and preparation. How prepared did you feel for this title fight?
I was so prepared. Obviously, Bellsy was training every night this week during fight week, whereas I was relaxed, calm, because I knew I'd done all the hard work in camp. So I was so prepared and I was so ready to be back in this ring. I'm so glad to be here. Thank you, Misfits, for having me back. Thank you to everyone who's come out and supported as well, because we wouldn't be here without you guys. So, yeah, I feel amazing.
And you know, you had a great game plan in this fight. It really looked like you had figured out a way to figure out your opponent. Was that the case? Did you guys have a good game plan, and how did you feel executing that game plan?
Yeah, we just thought, put the pressure on her. It's going to be too much for her to handle, and yeah, pick those shots. So I think we executed that. I mean, there's things to still work on, but I'm just glad I've come back even better, and I'm going to keep growing and keep learning, and it's all part of the journey.
Now, there's someone here that you guys have been talking about maybe getting this going on. How do you guys feel coming up, potentially fighting next?
Oh, congratulations. I, hand on heart, didn't think that you would win that fight, no offense. So you are now the champion at 125. I know. Well, let's do the rematch next time. Mams Taylor said that I can have the winner. So if you don't want to defend it, you don't get an option.
You're the champ. How do you feel about this?
You don't get a choice. Why should you have the choice if you're a champion or you're scared? Ooh, it's El Brook. You don't get a chance.
Well, we got to let the champ talk. What do you say?
I've got this title, so I'm going to go back to my team. We're going to discuss what's next. And
you get about 2 views. Why should you have easy fights? You're literally not a...
I want an Astrid rematch, so that's not an easy fight. I do want an Astrid rematch. That's part of the redemption arc. I want to get both belts, and then I'll take on anyone else after that.
Absolutely. All right. Fantastic. But what do you think about that?
Why do you get an easy roadmap?
You need to have a Roids test before I get in anything.
Right, wait, who's got a cup? I'll piss in it right now. I'll piss in a cup right now. You think I'm on Roids? You think I'm on Roids? You're just weak.
Who's your kingpin fight supported you, and you treat me like this? You're a fucking fake bitch.
So you are the champion now.
What you said about me is fucking horrible. You're a horrible fake person.
This is the game.
Let's. I promise both of you guys we'll get you going on eventually. But as the
this is why they put me on your fight. I get all the limelight, bitch.
You are the champ. How do you feel next? What do you want next? What's going forward as the champion?
As I've always said, I want an Astrid rematch. I think it's only right. I want to be double champ. Then I'll take on little shitheads like this afterwards.
Awesome. Thank you both. Thanks for the energy. Fantastic fight. I can't wait to see you back in the ring. Thank you so much.
The biggest crossover boxing event in history.
Live on the DAZN pay-per-view, October 14th. 4 icons of the game face their judgment day. The Nightmare KSI faces the destroyer of influencers, Tommy Fury. And global superstar Logan Paul makes his explosive return against Jiu-Jitsu world champion Dylan Dennis.
History will be written.
October 14th is Judgment Day. X Series 10 live on the DAZN pay-per-view, October 14th.
What a night it is going to be, ladies and gentlemen. X Series 10, KSI versus Tommy Fury, Logan Paul versus Dylan Dennis. And we're not even showing you the rest of the card on here. All right, we got Dean the Great versus Waleed Sharks, the rematch. Go to Misfits webpage, Misfits social media. Look at all the fantastic fights on that card. In fact, Mams made an announcement a little earlier on about another fight that's scheduled on that card.
That's right. Astrid Wet will be defending her title on the evening too. There'll be a total of 7 or 8 title fights on that night. It is the Super Bowl of crossover boxing.
But first things first, we've got a full fight card coming your way at the top of the hour. It's X Series 9, Aaron Chalmers, Idris Virgo in the main event. Stick around. We'll see you soon. For Roundhouse and Mams Taylor, I'm Todd Grisham. See you in a few minutes.